Everybody, it's Rob again. Now, this is video number 5, I think, and it's the second one that I believe that you have to have. So there's 2 things in here. You have to have decent research and you have to have a decent website. Those 2 combined, and a few things to make them noticed, is pretty much all you need to be successful. If you want to be successful and you've done no research and you don't have a real website, I'm going to explain to you what that is in a second, then, well, the chances of you being extremely successful in my head is 5%. It's pure luck. Okay, so I'm going to get all hyper about this. This is a subject that I get so wound up about because here's the problem. You and I will go to a market, or you will go into Facebook and we'll say, hey, I'm thinking of getting a website to sell online, in however you phrase that, in the Facebook crafting groups. And out of the first 20, 10 of them will tell you to go to Shopify. 5 of them will tell you to go to Etsy. 5 will tell you don't ever go to Etsy. The fees are too high. So what I'm trying to say is that you're going to get absolutely the dumbest references from people that have been recommended to do something 6 months ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, from the same people that are not kind of experienced. So here's what you have to have. You have to have a self-hosted website. In other words, you must pay for hosting and you must preferably have a WordPress website. There are others that can go into your self-hosting. I think there's Joomla and a few others. But WordPress has got the most templates, etc., that go with it. Absolutely simple to set up. Now, people are also going to tell you, oh, but I heard that, let me pick on things that say, oh, it's so hard to work with WordPress. And then they'll tell you, Shopify is so easy, step by step. Oh, come on, they're exactly the same type of system. Click here, add your image, add your text. It makes my eyes water with the advice. None of that matters. Here's what matters. If you become if your business is always weak, and you're only ever churning along $1,000 a month, $3,000, you're just per month, you are probably safe from people out there. But unless you do bad things, in other words, publish Disney stuff, you're going to be found. Okay, but if your business starts to pump and you're making 10, 15, 20,000, just you're doing well, you come to the attention of your opposition, and those opposition look at you and think, oh, it's okay, they're on Shopify. They go and see a lawyer, because now you're putting a dent, $5,000 a month into their business. You've cut into their profit. So they go and see a lawyer, they send Shopify a letter that says, lawyer's letter, we're going to sue these guys. They've copyrighted one of our products. And what does Shopify do? And I'm not saying Shopify is the one that does this all the time, but there's lots of these ones. Sorry, it's just the easiest one and biggest in my head. That you don't own your website. And they literally just say to you, sorry, closed. Due to our terms and conditions, we've closed your business. And your business is gone. But if you'd have had your business on a self-hosted, at the very worst, your hosting company could be convinced to shut you down. And literally in 15 minutes, you can go and get new hosting. And you can be up and running within an hour or 2. They cannot take away your business. And this is so huge, people. If you're not sure about, oh, come on, Rob, I'm happy on Shopify. It's cool. And I'm saying Shopify, please, sorry, Mr. Shopify people. In fact, I even recommend Shopify for specific things, and you'd have to see my posts for it. They've got some great marketing things, and once your business they're a bit more expensive, maybe 3 times the price of running a WordPress website, but that's not an issue, 3 times the price, if your Shopify store has got good rankings and it's working. But if it's your core business, self-hosted WordPress, it's the only thing. Incidentally, I'll build you one for free. I'll build you one for $100, a pre-done 10-page template. I'll build you a $500 one. I'll build you a $5,000 website. It's what I've been doing for 16 years, I think it is. So that's cool. But at the same time, I'll simply show you how to set it up. I'll send you to free training and everything. You can do it literally at the cost of your domain and getting your hosting. I would ask you to use my affiliate link, but it won't cost you any extra for it. Blah, blah, blah. All over this page on the website, I will have links to videos scaring you, if that's the word, to not listen to what people on the groups are saying because they were taught on a group, the same group, or another group, and another thing, etc., etc. For example, when people tell you, I've been on Etsy for so, and Etsy, and Etsy, come on. I think it's 10%, 5, 8%, 13. It doesn't care if it's 20% that they're getting of your money. They are bringing you business. If you've set up your listing correctly and you're doing $5 or $10 or $15,000 a month turnover from your Etsy listing, how can you complain? Better still, though, is to do what I can teach you, how to build up your personal website, your self-hosted WordPress website. And again, I've got lots of training on that, so that you get found easier on Google and on search. Or you run paid ads, or you use social media, and all of that I'll chat about later. But the two things you have to do correct. I guess you've got to have a fairly decent product. But here's the thing. If you've got good research, if somebody who does a very bad craft, but he's got good research, so they're making a popular craft badly, and they've got a website that can't be removed, in other words, self-hosted WordPress website, that company will outsell you over and over again, even if your product is literally 5-10 times better quality, production, etc., etc. The core, the machine, the engine, the motor, everything is your website, WordPress, and your, not the free WordPress, self-hosted WordPress, and your research combined is 80% of your success. That's it. 7 minutes of me. Oh, I'm so pleased I never shouted or swore once. I've got lots and lots. This will definitely go to a page that tells you more and more and more about why. I've got all sorts of things, free things as to show you how and where and why you need to do this. Do not let any... Oh, by the way, watch out. You can get bad hosting too. Oh, you can even get bad WordPress themes. So go to the page, click on the link and learn more. It's hugely important. Okay, cool. Thanks. Cheers.